Welcome to Credence Law Learning. This video is being presented for educational purpose. Today we are going to analyze IPR 1, Intellectual Property Right. It's actually paper 2. It's our final semester paper 2 question paper alongside the syllabus. Um, Today we'll be concentrating on first, we are going to understand the syllabus, and we'll also look into the bare acts to be referred, and we'll understand the concepts and then we'll conclude the syllabus analysis. So the first unit is copyright. Now, what is copyright? Copyright is a type of intellectual property right that legally protects original expression of an idea. It is the idea of literary, dramatic, musical, artistic, cinematograph, film, and the sound recording. Speaking of the Copyright Act is of 1957. In total, Copyright Act consists of 15 chapters. First chapter is preliminary. First chapter is from section 1 to 8, and second chapter is Copyright Office and Appellate Board. And we have third chapter, which deals with copyright. Section 13 is the works in which copyright subsists, and section 14 deals with meaning to the term copyright. Then we have chapter 4, which deals with ownership of copyright, rights of owner. And then chapter 5 is about term of the copyright, and then chapter 6 is licenses, and then 7 is copyright societies, and then very important is chapter 10. Chapter 10, 11, and 12 is important. Chapter 10 deals with registration of the copyright. Chapter 11 deals with infringement of copyright, and 12 deals with civil remedies. So once the copyright is infringed, there are certain remedies available. The remedies, one is civil nature, other one is in a criminal nature. So that is chapter 10, 11, and 12 of the BIR Act. And then speaking of the questions, first important question is to define the term copyright, the works in which copyright subsists. So this is section 13 and 14 of the Act. And then we have concept of assignment and the licenses. The concept of licenses is given in chapter 6, containing sections from 30 to 32B. And then next, we have the concept of infringement, which is very important. What would amount to infringement? What are the remedies available in case if the copyright is infringed? Copyright board, copyright societies. This is first unit. Then this is the first BEAR Act that we are going to deal with. Second, we have Biodiversity Act. Biodiversity Act is of 2002. This act was enacted to provide for conservation. It provides for conservation of biodiversity. It emphasizes on sustainable use of the component and fair and equitable sharing of benefits. Now, the question is, what is biodiversity in simple terms? Biodiversity means the variety of life on Earth, which encompasses all different kinds of living organisms. It includes plants, animals, fungi, and even microorganisms. So, speaking of the Biodiversity Act, Biodiversity Act in total consists of 65 sections divided into 12 chapters. Speaking of the very important chapter, that is chapter 3, containing sections from 8 to 17, which deals with National Biodiversity Authority. And then we have chapter 4, which deals with functions of National Biodiversity Authority. Chapter 3 deals with establishment thing, and function is dealt in chapter 4. And then State Biodiversity Board is important, which is given in chapter 6. And then we have Biodiversity Board, and then State Biodiversity Audit of the State Biodiversity Board. And then this is about the second unit as per the syllabus. So important questions from the second unit would be, first is to define the term biodiversity and to write the salient features of the act, and to write the salient features of the biodiversity, and to elaborate the functions of the National Biodiversity Authority, State Biodiversity Authority, benefit claimers, biopiracy. And this is the second BIR Act, that is Biodiversity Act of 2002 is the second unit, and this is the second act that we are going to deal with. And then we have Unit 3. Unit 3 deals with the Unit 3 is basically about the protection of plant varieties and farmers' rights. And this act was enacted in 2001. It establishes an effective system It establishes an effective system for the protection of plant varieties. It protects the rights of the farmers and the plant breeders, and it encourages the development of new variety of plants. It recognizes and protects the rights of the farmers in respect of their contribution, which is made at the time of improving the plant varieties. And it also facilitates the growth of seed industry in the country. It facilitates the growth of seed industry. This is the object part of the act. So when we talk about the act, this Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Act of 2001, in total, it consists of 97 sections, which is divided into 11 chapters. And here, what is important is registration is important. We'll look into the important questions. The first important question is, what is the registration? Registration of the plant varieties and essentially derived variety. It is given in chapter 3, containing sections from 14 to 23. And then we have this farmer's right, which is given in chapter 6, and compulsory license is given in chapter 7. And yes, these are the certain important questions from the third unit. And this is the third act which we're going to deal with, Protection of Plant Varieties and a Farmer's Right Act. Then it's just a quick information about the classes available. If you are in need of guidance, if you're looking for handwritten notes, classes, and guidance, and if you have any queries, you can contact the number given. You can choose us for the following reasons. And then we have the fourth act. Fourth act is about the Designs Law. We call it a Designs Law. Designs Act is of 2000. This act was enacted by the Parliament in 55th year of the Republic of India. And this act the aim of this act is to encourage the design activity, is to provide protection to the registered design, to protect the IPR of the original design, and to make efficient and user-friendly legal system for the protection of the design in India. And then speaking of the Designs Act, a very important question is, what are the salient features? What are the procedure and requirements of the registration of the Designs Act? What are the functions of the controller under the Designs Act and infringement? What would amount to infringement? What are the remedies of infringement? And this is the fourth Bear Act, Designs Act of 2000. And then the last act is about international conventions. Speaking of the international conventions, first it's TRIPS. First, we're going to deal with TRIPS, Berne Convention, Biodiversity Convention, the WTO Doha Convention, and the Doha round of table negotiations. And we have a convention on plant genetic resources. And these are the important questions that we can expect from last unit. Salient features of the Convention on Biodiversity Act, Berne Convention, settlement system of WTO, and Paris Convention. And yes, if you have any queries, please contact the number given. All the best for your upcoming semester. See you all in the next video.